Yo, what's up, chats? Y'all know what time it is. So today we got Boosie back on the roster, man, and he was on IG Live speaking about his experience when he almost got sentenced to death row because someone snitched on him. And he said, if you like snitches, you basically don't like your kids.
I'm focused on my club today, man. I'm focused on my spot, my event center, bro. I ain't worried about no rats today. I had a nigga with some money trying to get the rat to it. I ain't on no rat shit today, bro. They really shouldn't be in my conversation, but I don't like when rats get glory. So I be the one to, say something about a rat, And I have the right to say something about a rat. I was on death row because of rat. Somebody told on me. I almost took my last meal because of rat. My kids cried because of a rat. So if anybody got something to say about a rat, I got something to say. If anybody got something to say, I got something to say. Nah, that's just real shit, bro. We shouldn't let rappers be gangster rappers and snitches too. We gotta stop that. We can't let rappers be rappers and snitches too. We gotta stop that, bro. They double dipping, bro. They ain't on songs saying they're a rat. They ain't on their hit record saying they're a rat. That y'all supporting. If you support a rat, you don't give a fuck about a kid. If you support a rat, you don't give a fuck about a kid. Because when that person go to jail, that kid suffers. That child that he has, that little boy, that little girl, they suffer. So if you give a fuck about a rat, if you chasing up for a rat, you don't give a fuck about a kid. They chose this life. We chose this life. We chose this life. So if anybody on here give a fuck about a rat, you don't give a fuck about a kid. Because when that person go to jail, his kids suffer. They kids suffer. They kids go through mental health. Gotta see their daddy in prison. They kids suffer. So if anybody support a fucking rat, you don't give a fuck about a child. If anybody support a fucking rat, you don't give a fuck about a child. That child suffers when that parent goes to prison. That child suffers. So if you chest up for a rat, you don't give a fuck about a child, baby. And that's real talk. That child gotta go without his dad. That child gotta go without his dad.
I mean, chats, do y'all agree with what Little Boosie was saying about if you like snitches, you don't like your kids? And one thing to keep in mind, yo, if someone had murdered a family member or a close friend, right, and someone came forth and spoke on who did it, you would be happy, right? Because you're bringing justice to the person who died, and also that person who died, maybe they had kids or a loved one that they left behind. So it kind of floats both ways. Because if you snitch on someone, they could go away and leave their kids behind. Or maybe that person that you snitched on, maybe they took someone away or murdered someone who had kids and relatives. So the boat kind of floats both ways. So you can't really be biased with the whole thing. It floats both sides. So you got to be very keen to what you're saying. And Little Boosie, I get where it's coming from though. He's speaking because the experience he had almost being sentenced to death row. So he takes snitching personally. So I understand him fully where he's coming from. So I can't really knock him for what he's saying because the dude almost got sentenced to death row. You feel me? So I mean, it is what it is. That's how he feels. Some other people might think differently. They might be thinking about the justice aspect of it, snitching on someone to bringing them to justice for someone life who they took, and maybe that person who passed away, they had kids, they had family. You get what I'm saying? But I mean, y'all could let me know what y'all think about this story, man. Y'all know what time it is. Until next time, y'all.